Welcome back to the Cossy Arsenal channel. My name is Cossy. Welcome back to a brand new video. We are on to Mikel Arteta's countdown. He set an ultimatum that he wants the most important players to arrive before July 19th. Today is July 9th. That means that we have 10 days. Andre Barca has got 10 days in order for him to deliver the signings, and he's doing very, very well. So far, a couple of deals are very close. Obviously, Christian Nogard has done his medicals, signed his contract, and the official announcement should be coming very, very soon. That has nothing to do with Andre Barca. Now, he's delivered 3. He's got about 4 more to actually deliver, and then depending on the circumstances, we could actually have a 5th signing after the initial 3 if Martinelli or Trossard leave. So what is going on with the other deals? Are we going to beat the deadline? I'm going to be discussing all that and more. I'll be giving you that update on Gyokerez. It's a very, very good update that we have got. What about Christian Mosquera? What is going on? Today is Wednesday, and I mean, it's about to become 2 weeks ever since Arsenal sent in their initial bid for Christian Mosquera. The deal is not off. Arsenal are not talking to other defenders. So what the hell is actually going on with Christian Mosquera? What about Victor Gyokerez, Gyokerez, Madueke, and of course the likes of Gordon, the likes of Rodrigo, the likes of Martinelli, Trossard? What is going on? What is this window going to look like by July 19th? I'm here to let you know. Hit the like button for me, subscribe to the channel as well. Well, let's get into it. So Andre Barca was given 2 weeks. That was like about 4 days ago, and he was told in those 4 weeks the important signings should be done, and that is a center forward, either a left winger or a right winger, a number 10 that is either Gyokerez, Morgan Rogers, Xavi Simons, or someone that can actually float around and play in different positions, and a centre back now that Tomiyasu is gone. And Andre Barca said, don't worry, let me set my priorities right. And the first thing he did was to go and he was to fly to Portugal and kind of iron out a deal. And the reason as to why he did that, obviously, was Gyokerez is the most difficult deal on the deal sheet. If you think about all the deals that he's trying to complete in the next few hours, in the next few days, Gyokerez is the most difficult one. And again, it prompted us to walk away from the Benjamin Sesko deal a little bit earlier on, because Arsenal were feeling that there was an impasse. They were feeling that there was a bit of a block between Arsenal and Leipzig in negotiations. Leipzig was saying 100 million, Arsenal was saying 70 million. That is a very big difference in valuation if you're going to get a deal done within a couple of weeks. And I remember saying this last week that if Arsenal are really going to sign a center forward by July the 19th, last week we should be getting that, we should be getting into advanced negotiations and clarity on personal terms. What happened last week? We got clarity on personal terms with Victor Gyokerez, and we also got that very big that big development in terms of the fee. Arsenal now know how much they're going to pay. It's just the structure that is being ironed out. So I think Andre Barca set his priorities, and Gyokerez is definitely on top. Now, the good thing with this one is that the player is 1,000,000%. Is that a thing? I think it is. Sold onto a move to Arsenal. Like, the player is pushing, he's pushing as Arsenal push, right? There is pressure from Gyokerez and his agents. There is pressure from Arsenal as well. And Sporting are just there in the middle. They're like, what do we do, right? Okay, let's first agree the price. They agreed with the fee with Arsenal, and the pressure is still on in order to get the deal done. And if I was to give you my prediction, by July the 19th, this guy is going to be an Arsenal player wearing shirt number 14, and he will score his first goal against Manchester United on the 15th of August. By the way, that is like 1 month away. The Premier League is like 1 month away. And I can't believe it. I can't believe that the Premier League is like 1 month away. But the Premier League is 1 month away, and Gyokerez, for me, will score his first goal against Manchester United if he doesn't pick up an injury in preseason. Well, deal number 2, in terms of his priorities, Andre Barca has put the Gyokerez as a deal. Now, I am not sure why he has put Gyokerez as over Christian Mosquera. And again, this shows you that a new sporting director comes in, and the way things are done at the club actually change. Because if it was Edu, Arsenal would sign a goalkeeper, sign a defender, sign another defender, and then we move over to the midfield, sign 2 defensive midfielders before we even think about an attacker. But Andrea Berta coming into this role, he understands that Mikel Arteta, as a young manager, can be paranoid. He wants to, fix his defense. He wants to fix the defensive part of the team. But he has told him, look, you've got one of the best defenses in the world. And in the last 2 seasons in the Premier League, you've conceded less goals than the team that has been champions. Arsenal conceded 34 goals last season, and Liverpool conceded about 44. So Arsenal conceded less goals than Liverpool. And in the end, Liverpool won the title. The season before that, Arsenal had conceded 29, and I think Manchester City had conceded like 34. And still, Manchester City won the title. So Andrea Berta literally told Mikel Arteta, listen to me, son, because he's like a son to him. You might be paranoid about defenses, but if you cannot fix your attack, if you cannot score goals, you are not going to win any silverware, and you're going to be swept out of this football club like a dog. You won't be remembered like a legend, honestly. And that is the bitter truth. You won't be remembered like a legend. The only reason as to why Arsene Wenger's got a statue outside the Emirates is because he's got 3 Premier League titles, a Champions League final in 2006, and an insurmountable amount of FA Cups that he won, whenever he wanted, he would win the FA Cup. That is the only reason that guy has. Obviously, he stayed at Arsenal longer. That is a very, very important point. He built the Emirates Stadium himself. That's a very important point. But he's a legend because when we say that Arsenal won the Premier League, he's got 3. When we say that Arsenal won the FA Cup, he's got an amount of those as well. So he's gone with Eberechi Eze to set the priorities right. To tell Mikel Arteta, your priority this summer is to sign attacking players. And that is why he didn't give him 25 million to sign John Garcia. And that's why he didn't give him a lot of money to sign, to sign a new centre back. Because at the moment, that is pointless, right? Signing Dean Huijsen would have been absolutely okay, but that is pointless. Go and get Christian Mosquera, 13 million, 40 million, or 20 million. He will do the same job as Dean Huijsen, which is wait on the bench for Saliba and Gabriel. Anyone can do that as long as they're talented and they're confident they can actually come and compete at the team. So, Eze, what is going on? Well, Arsenal have made a proposal to Crystal Palace, 45 million. Now, Palace are saying, listen, you've got to up that proposal. You've got to increase that proposal. And I think Palace will be looking at this proposal and like, okay, can we get 50 million guaranteed and then maybe 10 million in add-ons or 5 million in add-ons? I am not sure, and I don't think Palace are going to be seated there and they will be adamantly trying to make Arsenal break the bank on this deal. It's not going to happen. They know this is in their best interest. If the player gets into the final contract of the final year of his contract, you're not going to get a lot of money from him. He's 28. That's number 1. And number 2, either you sell or you make him a lifetime legend. Now, the problem with Eze, he wants Arsenal only at the moment, right? Maybe if a Manchester City came in, I don't know. Maybe if a Chelsea came in, I don't know. Maybe if Tottenham tried again, I don't know. Because players change their minds. But at the moment, he's not talking to other clubs. He's not listening to other clubs. He's simply talking to Arsenal and he's simply, negotiating with Arsenal. It's as simple as that. So those are the first 2 deals that I think Andrea Berta is seated there in his chair, sipping from a glass of wine, sipping from a glass of whiskey, and it's like, these ones are very close to getting done, and nothing is going to stop us. So let's talk about the other 2 deals that can be stopped, but are also very close, because they're very close because personal terms have been agreed, and the valuation between the clubs is not a million miles away, okay? The first one is the Christian Mosquera deal. Honestly, when I was beginning this video, I said I would explain what is going on with Christian Mosquera. And the first disclaimer I want to put there is this is entirely my opinion. I don't know what's going on with the Christian Mosquera deal. It's a deal that Arsenal were hoping to wrap up within hours, and now it's weeks. But these are the 3 reasons why I think the Christian Mosquera deal is still pending. Reason number one, the Athletic have put it very clearly through David Ornstein. Arsenal want to see who can fall within their budget after signing Victor Gyokerez. It would be pointless. Like, let me give an example. It's pointless for Arsenal to spend money in other areas and forget why they went to the market, right? So here is an example. You walk into a supermarket and you want bread, right? Bread costs about $5 and you have $10. So for an extra $5, you could grab a drink and you could also grab peanut butter, right? But a drink and peanut butter are gonna cost you $6 and you're left with $4 and you can no longer afford bread. What do? You buy bread first, right? And then you make a choice between peanut butter and a drink. If you're thirstier and you can't make it home without grabbing a drink, then you grab a drink and you leave peanut butter. But if you are really obsessed with peanut butter, you buy bread first and then you buy peanut butter. If the remainder of the money can buy a drink, you grab one. If it can't, use it as transport to go back home. Simple as that. That is what Arsenal are doing, and that's what we've done with the transfers in the pipeline. Gyokerez clearly first, then Mosquera next, then Eze next. It's as simple as that, right? If Arsenal, let's say, spent 100 million on Gyokerez, and we can't afford Mosquera, would Arsenal fans be angry? No. Yes, we would be disappointed, like, Tomias has gone, why have we, we have not replaced him. But no one would be, like, raging, because Arsenal would have a centre forward, Arsenal have one of the best defenses in the world, and we have also repaired our midfield maximally, successfully well, right? So I think what is going on with the case of Mosquera is Arsenal are just setting their priorities. Where do we spend the biggest amount of money first? That's number one. Number two, it's about the time. I think Arsenal, again, the Gyokerez deal was going to take more time, but it is more important. I think Arsenal believe if they have like 17.5 or 18.5 million, they can just walk into the negotiation room, tell Valencia, we have 18.5 million, get us the deal done, and it will be done. So it's an easy deal, and we have seen Arsenal complete easy deals first, but there have been easy deals, but very important. A backup goalkeeper, that was too easy, like 5 million, like you just do it. Like you walk into a supermarket and you have like $100 and you see something that you need for $1, you grab it. As simple as that, you grab it, right? You don't even have to think about, oh, what if I don't get the other things? You grab it. As simple as that. And then Zubimendi, very important. Nogard, like people don't notice it, but he's very, very important. And then we've talked about Eze, right? Then Madueke. Madueke is not as close though, because Madueke has the biggest gap in valuation between the two clubs. Maybe Arsenal want to close this deal at 35 million euros and Chelsea want to close this deal at 50 million euros. The problem with Madueke and this deal is this. Arsenal view Madueke as a backup to Saka. And Chelsea view Madueke as a top talent that has failed at their club but could actually work out. That is the problem between these two deals. Like, it is about use cases, right? Chelsea are selling, a glaring toy that, that they believe has a lot of fun for your child. And Arsenal like, well, my child has a lot of toys. This is just an addition to the collection. I am not, we are not desperate for your services, for your tool, okay? And I'm not trying to say Madueke is like a toy. I'm trying to say that I'm just giving you an analogy, right? So I think that's where the difference in valuation is, because Arsenal don't desperately need Madueke, and Chelsea don't desperately need to get rid of Madueke. So they're saying, well, if you don't give us 50 million euros, we could keep him around. And Arsenal like, okay, well, you could keep him around, but you've already signed 2 more wingers, right, in the team. You've signed a striker, and now you have 2 strikers. You already have Joao Pedro as well. Pedro Neto as well. Where is he gonna play? You're gonna pay his wages. He's not going to play. Why don't we give you a small amount of money, take his wages off your books, and then you can be operating as a healthy club. So this one might drag on even after next week. It might drag on. I think Madueke could join Arsenal pre-season a little bit later, right? A little bit later. Now, in terms of departures, we've got some close ones as well. Fabio Vieira is not close, but it's one that's going to depend on Arsenal's decision making being right. If Arsenal really believe that Vieira has something to do and provide, I won't be surprised if he stays. Then Trossard, Arsenal should just block this move. Like, we need to plead with him or just block the move. Martinelli, Rodrigo, those ones are not close at all. I think with Gabriel Martinelli, there is a sense of indecisiveness from both parties. Like Arsenal, like, do we sell this guy? And Martinelli's like, do I really want to go? And of course, Arsenal are looking at this new toy in Rodrigo, but they're not sure. Rodrigo comes in at 77 million and gives you the quality that you think he's going to give you. Obviously, he's a top player. He's worth the risk, but we don't know whether it's going to work out. But anyway, for this clause, let's see if Andre Bata can utilize the next 10 days to do magic.